Okay, I am going to show a few of the things I've prepped to move on to the next phase, which is going to be adding some pockets and tuck spots and things. And I happen to have this die that makes a pocket, so it's a little shorter than the front page, but I think it's going to look really good with what else I'll add to it. So once I get all of it scores the little lines there, but I'm going to reinforce them before I fold them back. So that pocket will go on the front cover, and I've got something else going to go on the front cover, but I don't have it ready yet. And then this pocket is actually going to go here, and I cut it a little bit shorter, and I'm actually going to layer this lace over the top of it, or that's my idea right now. So it'll depend once I get a little more into it. But I just wanted to show how easy it is to make a pocket. Cut the width that you need and the height that you need, and then just add an inch, a ½ inch on each side and a ½ inch at the bottom. And then you're going to score on 3 sides at a ½ inch, like this. And if you wanted to use another die or cut any kind of, half circle or something out of that, you can. I'm not going to on this one up to this point, because I'm still not sure what I'm going to have the overall look be. And then you want to cut away the corners with that little bit of angle. And if you'll notice on the die, see, it automatically does that for you. And then I like to cut that same little angle off the tabs from the top edge. And then fold all those scored lines and burnish them well so that crease really holds its shape. And then when you glue your hinges together, you want to always fold your side hinges in first, then your bottom hinge up last. And what that will do is it will help keep things from getting hung on this, because then you'll actually be gluing the bottom section to the page instead of like this. If it was on the inside, it's going to have a tendency to want to kind of weep out into the pocket. So that will be my pocket ready to go onto this page, and it's going to go right in there. That's as of right now, unless I look at something and change my mind. And then I'm going to most likely center this die cut, but I'm only going to attach the die cut at the bottom and on the edge, so that this will then become like a tuck pocket for a few shorter tags or something smaller. So I just thought that was a pretty layering, and I'm thinking about doing a piece of lace that's a similar die and put it across the top just for the contrast. And then I have the belly band prepped, and it is going to go on this page. And what I've done is I've cut my measurement and added my inch or ½ inch at either, end, top and bottom. And then this will fold back. And the only places it gets glued is just on that little hinge. And then this piece will go over the top like this. And then I'm probably going to put either another little element here. I haven't decided. I'm still toying with that. But I just wanted to do the full belly band on this page. And then on the back, as of right now, I'm thinking of attaching one of these at the top and one at the bottom And they'll only be glued on this more solid border that the die cut leaves. And then it's going to be a tuck, and I'm going to have a sheet that will fit in that then it can be removed and things added to it. And I just thought it was a pretty look. So that's kind of where I'm going at this point. And I want to include some flowers and leaves that are kind of reminiscent of some of the flower shapes and leaf shapes that are within the patterned paper that I put over the cardstock. So I have cut a few pieces, and I'm just going to, where's my little tool at? Use one of these little ball tools and just give a little dimension and keep the flowers from looking so flat. And this is just a scrap of craft foam. I get it in big sheets at Hobby Lobby, and this is the thicker one. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch or so, and I use it as just a little mat. I actually have a mat that you can do this with. It's the, let's see where it's at so I can show it to you. It's the one from Sizzix, but it's just larger. And my little desktop area here is so small. Normally I work with tiny little flowers when I do this. So I just decided to grab this one and use it, because I'm just going to do a few of these. And then they'll be layered. I'm just going to do the one right now so I can kind of give you an idea of how I do them and put them together. And there's lots of different ways you can do the molding and whatnot, but that's just kind of a quick, simple way. And what I want to do is I want to kind of find a place where each of the petals on this layer are between 2 petals in the back, so that it just gives more interest to the little flower. So I'll put this one together with just a little bit of the glue, and then kind of press that center a little bit. And then I'll add this one, and you'll notice there's a hole left there, so I don't want to end up sticking this to my work surface. So I'm going to pick it up and kind of eyeball where that would need to be and make sure that none of that glue presses through that hole. And then I've got some different little, of course these are the smaller size, but I'm going to use one that's a little bigger. These little flat back pearl acrylic pieces that I buy off eBay. So there'll be one of them in a contrasting color on each flower. And then I'll finish these 2 flowers off, and they will most likely, what I'm seeing in my head right now, actually go somewhere on this pocket. Of course, that one would be put together. And then I will bring the little greenery in. And they'll be more layered. I'm just kind of giving you a rough idea of how they're going to end up looking. And that'll be my main decoration for the front page, and then there'll be some little things inside the pocket. So I hope that helped give you some inspiration for making your belly band, making a simple pocket. And then if you have any die cuts to cut some of the little fancy pieces. And the other thing I'm going to use is this Martha Stewart punch that punches this lace piece, and I'm going to use it on the top of that pocket that'll go on the inside. So I'll be back to start putting some things together and show you a few more elements that I'm making. Thanks.